herbology professor, I shouldn't have favorites even among my plants, but I've got to confess the mandrake has always been one of my favorites. It's such an interesting plant. Now, if you were to see a mandrake when I was repotting it, it's very young, you would notice that it has a shape very similar to a human. Well, okay, maybe you've got to squint your eyes a little bit, but you know, it's kind of there. There's a head, there's arms, there's legs. But make no mistake, they're in no way human. They're what's known as humanoid. Now that means they have some of the characteristics of a human. Now, there are two types of mandrakes. One is the non-magical type, and then there is the type we deal with here, the magical mandrake. The difference is a magical mandrake not only resembles a human, it also goes through the same phases that a human child goes through as it's developing. Now, a human child matures in about 18 years, we hope. Now, the mandrake matures in about 7 to 8 months. It's a very accelerated growth pattern. But it does go through a lot of recognizable phases, the first of which is the infant phase. Now, I'm repotting it for the first time, and it's whining and squirming around and it's trying to gnaw on my finger. And that's similar to a human infant. When their teeth are coming in, they like to gnaw on something. It feels good on their gums, whether it's a toy or a teething ring or your finger. The only difference is, human does not know that it's causing you pain. The mandrake knows, and that's what makes it fun for him. Next phase is the toddler phase. I'm repotting it, and all of a sudden, everything is wide. Why is that plant red? Why is that plant in that pot? How come he's getting fertilizer? How come the fang geranium gets Perrier? Next phase it goes through, it wants its privacy. Don't look at me, woman. Put me back in that pot. That Calcutta rose is staring at me. Little older, it's in a pre-adolescent phase. It's very moody. Don't talk to me. I have nothing to say to you. Whatever. Starts developing a little acne. And then the last and final phase, the dreaded teen years. The only thing it has on its mind is throwing a loud, raucous party. They're going to plan the entire thing. No one's to know about it. They'll do the music, the entertainment, the food, everything. Big secret. I'm not even supposed to know about it. Well, let me tell you, I have raised upwards of 40 crops of mandrakes in my day, and I know what's going on. But I've got to the point where I let them have their little fun. I let them have their party, because they don't have a whole lot more to look forward to. They're about to the point where they're going to get boiled, stewed up, cut into pieces, and made into mandrake restorative potion. So it's not a whole lot to look forward to. But I let them have their secret. Night of the party, though, I'm usually sitting outside the greenhouse door, listening. Because I like to hear the music. Now, the mandrake, surprisingly enough, is a very musical plant. And they like to make up their own music. You know, just like a house plant, if you have a house plant, you talk to it, it grows healthier, it grows faster, supposedly. Well, I found out with magical plants, if you play music to them, the same thing happens. They become more powerful, more magical, they grow faster, healthier. In fact, my plants are some of the most magical plants available on the market. I'm known worldwide. People order plants from me. And that's because I have always played music in the greenhouses. Because that's one of the things I miss most from the circus. Now, I grew up as a child in the 50s. And I was in the Muggle world till I was 11 years old. So I was popular with all the 50s rock and rollers first coming on the scene. And there was one young man that I just adored back then. Let me think of his name. You may have heard of him. Elfish. His name was Elfish. Now, Elfish never came to wizarding school. But I think he got his letter. There was a lot of magic seeping off that boy. Woo! Huh. So that's the type of music the mandrake was used to, and that's what it based its music and its songs on. Well, a few years back, I was sitting outside the greenhouse door with my cup of tea the night of the party, and I was listening, and I just happened to hear a song, and I liked it so well that I adopted it as the theme song of the herbology department. And this is what it was. Mandrakes to the party in greenhouse 5. Some plants formed a band and they started to jive. The other plants jumped up and they started to swing. You should have heard those rocked out mandrakes sing, let's rock. Everybody, let's rock. Everybody hop on out of your pot and do herbology rock. Boobo Tuber played it on the saxophone. Gillyweed was blowing on a slide trombone. The snargle puff from Hogsmeade went crash, boom, bang. The whole rhythm section was the Monk's Hood gang. Let's rock. Everybody, let's rock. Everybody hop on out of your pot and do herbology rock. Dragon Snare kept weeping towards the greenhouse door to avoid getting trampled on the wild dance floor. Poison Ivy cried, hey sweetie, don't do that lonesome crawl. You can dance with me on the greenhouse wall. Let's rock. Everybody, let's rock. Everybody hop on out of your pot and do herbology rock. Nightshade was messing with some watering cans, bragging that he had himself some mighty fine plans. Come on, friends, dip your roots, cause I got a hunch. They're just gonna love my fire whiskey punch. Let's rock. Everybody, let's rock. Everybody hop on out of your pot and do herbology rock. Venomous Tentacular said, do aconite. My roots are starting to swell. Come on, let's call it a night. Aconite turned to Venomous and she said, nix, nix. I haven't even tried my new high kicks. Let's rock. Everybody, let's rock. Everybody hop on out of your pot and do herbology rock. Everybody hop on out of your pot. Let's do herbology rock. Yeah, those mandrakes had it going on, let me tell you.